Lily lived in an old house at the edge of town, where every room creaked and whispered with memories. Her favorite place was the attic, where a large antique mirror stood, framed with carved roses. Her grandmother always said the mirror sees not just your face, but your soul. But Lily was afraid of it. Sometimes it seemed like the mirror was quietly breathing, like a sleeping creature. One autumn evening, while the wind rattled the shutters, Lily wiped the dusty surface of the mirror and saw her reflection blink, but not at the same time as she did. Her heart jumped. The mirror trembled slightly, and from its depths came a soft, "huh," like a long-held breath being exhaled after years. "Who are you?" Lily whispered. And for a moment, something flickered in the glass. Not a shadow, not a light, but a smile that didn't belong to her. The next day, Lily couldn't stop thinking about the mirror. She sat at breakfast listening to her grandma chat about the weather, but her mind stayed in the attic. It was just my imagination, she told herself. But when the sun went down and the windows shook with wind, she felt something calling. She crept back upstairs. The mirror looked the same, but its surface shimmered faintly, like ripples on water. Lily stepped closer, no longer feeling afraid. Her reflection looked older, wiser. "You heard me yesterday," a voice said, soft, distant, like a whisper from underwater. "I am your echo. The part of you you've forgotten." Lily froze, but didn't step back. "What does that mean?" she asked. The mirror shimmered, and an image appeared. A dark forest and a little light wandering between the trees. "You must remember why you're afraid," it whispered. And before she could speak, her room melted into glowing mist. When the world around her faded, Lily found herself in a quiet forest. The air was cool and smelled like damp earth and bedtime stories. Behind her was no attic, just the mirror standing between the trees, glowing softly. "Is this a dream?" she asked, touching the bark of a tree. "Not exactly," the voice replied, and her reflection appeared again. "This is the place of your fears. They live here until you see them, Wenli." Something moved, a shadow shaped like a little girl, but with no face. It stood silently, its outline trembling. Lily stepped forward. The shadow stepped back, and her chest tightened. "That's me. When I'm scared," she whispered. The mirror pulsed with light. "You must come closer," it said. "Only by looking fear in the eye can you leave this place." Lily's heart pounded, but she took a step. Then the shadow whispered, "I never wanted to scare you." Lily stood in front of the shadow, which now seemed less scary, its shape clearer, its voice softer. "You come out when I'm alone," Lily said, trying not to tremble. "Because you created me," the shadow replied. "You hid me in the dark when you cried, when you couldn't sleep, when you felt misunderstood. But I'm not your enemy, Lily. I'm the part of you that just wanted to be noticed." Tears welled in Lily's eyes. "So what do I do now?" she whispered. The shadow reached out its hand, see-through but warm. "Don't run anymore. Breathe with me." Lily closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and the forest grew softer, brighter. Behind her, the mirror glowed a calm blue, and a gentle wind wrapped around them. When she opened her eyes, the shadow was gone. Only her remained, bathed in golden light from above. "You've taken the first step," the mirror said. "Now, find the memory you forgot." The light shifted, and the forest faded into a familiar scene. The street near Lily's house, glowing in evening light. Everything looked as it did years ago. She saw herself as a little girl, around 5 years old, standing by the mirror holding a flashlight. "You were scared of the dark," the kind voice whispered, "and you said, if I had a shadow friend, I wouldn't be alone, and the mirror heard you." Lily looked at her younger self, smiling, but with fear in her eyes. "I made you then," she whispered, and then forgot. The mirror sighed, like an old friend. When children grow up, they often forget their shadows. But forgotten shadows always try to find their way home. The little Lily lifted the flashlight and smiled at her older self. "I'm not scared anymore." And in that moment, the world exploded in color, and something warm touched Lily's heart. When the light faded, Lily stood once again in the attic. The air was peaceful now, filled with something warm and alive. The mirror no longer breathed heavily. It shimmered softly, like a river under moonlight. Lily looked at her reflection. It was truly her. No fear, no shadow behind her. But in her eyes glowed a light, soft like candlelight. "You found me," came a voice, but now it came from inside her. Lily smiled. She realized the darkness she'd run from had only wanted a hug. She placed her hand on the glass, and the mirror glowed gently in return. "Thank you," she whispered. The reflection smiled back, not as a separate being, but as her true self. At that moment, Lily knew she didn't need the mirror to see her light anymore, because it lived inside her. The next morning, Lily's grandmother came up to the attic and saw her sitting quietly with a flashlight in hand. Sunlight streamed through the window, and the dust sparkled like stars. "You've been playing here again?" she asked softly. Lily smiled. "No, just saying goodbye," she said, looking at the mirror, which now looked completely ordinary. No echo, no shadow, just her. Grandma stepped closer, and something knowing flickered in her eyes. "When I was little," she said, "this mirror showed me something I was afraid to see too." Lily looked up. "What did you do?" "I learned to love myself," her grandma replied. Lily hugged the flashlight to her chest. It no longer glowed, but the warmth stayed. She looked one last time into the mirror and thought she saw a tiny sparkle deep inside, like an old secret still breathing. But now, it belonged to her. And as Lily went downstairs, the mirror stopped breathing, because everything inside it had finally found a home in her heart. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed the story, give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.